Srimad Bhagwad Gita, Chapter-6, Sloka 5. Rupashri ma'am, we will do chanting.
Yes, ma'am.
Uddharedat
Uddharedat
manatmanam
manatmanam
natmana
natmana
mavasadayet
mavasadayet
atmaiva
atmaiva
yatmano
ह्यात्मनो
bandhu
बन्धु
ratmaiva
रात्मैव
ripuratmanaha.
रिपुरात्मनः
Shloka 6. Bandhuratmat
बन्धुरात्मा
manastasya
मनस्तस्य
yenatmaivat
येनात्मैवात्
manajitaha
मनाजितः
anatmanastu
अनात्मनस्तु
shatrutve
शत्रुत्वे
vartetatmaiva
वर्तितात्मैव
shatruvat.
शत्रुवत्.
Thank
Thank you.
you. So Shloka 5 and 6 are important shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. It can be chanted for uncontrolled mind. So when the mind is not in control, we can chant this shloka. Shloka 5. Uddharet, that is elevate, that means to take to the higher. Atmana, through the mind. Atmanam, the self. Na, not. Atmanam, the self. Avastyate, degrade, that is to go down. Atma, the mind. Eva, certainly. He, indeed. Atmana, of the self. Bandhu, friend. Atma, the mind. Eva, certainly. Ripu, enemy. Atmana, of the self. So here Sri Krishna ji is saying, you must always elevate yourself through the power of your mind and not degrade yourself, because the mind can be your best friend and also your worst enemy. Sri Krishna ji gives us a powerful message in this shloka. He explains very clearly that our mind has the ability to become our best friend and the worst enemy as well. So if we make it our best friend, it will improve our quality of life and elevate us. It will take us to the higher level. But if we make it our enemy, then we shall go down in life and we will degrade. And when we go down, our friends and family will not respect us. They will also start avoiding us. So it is a very natural behavior that if you grow, people start respecting you, and if you go down, that means when your level goes down or you degrade, then people start disrespecting you and going away from you. So Sri Krishna ji is saying, our success and failure is entirely in our hands. No other person can help or hurt us. Chale. So we have seen this message also several times in different ways, that we need to train our mind in the right direction so that our body and soul will move in right direction. So basically Sri Krishna ji is telling that, again he is telling that mind is very powerful and you need to utilize in the correct way. Like no, we should not think unnecessary things. It is a saying that empty mind is a devil's house. So basically, it is that we should have the right thought process. It should not be like no thinking something way beyond, see, thinking too much of negative, thinking which is not. Some people have that phobia. They will think, and they will be in their own world. They are thinking what is not happening, and just imagination. We can say no, just imagination, and they are living in their own imagination. That is not correct. So Sri Krishna ji is saying that your mind is very powerful and it is your best friend And it can be your worst enemy as well. It is how we handle our mind. So we should not think unnecessary things, and basically we should not think at all anything. We should just keep on doing our karma so that the mind is on the right track. When we don't think, then the mind will think and it will guide us. But when we think, we are stopping the process of the mind to work. That is why nowadays are saying that too much of mobile, too much of screen, the small kids are watching and their brain is getting junked. Why it is said? Because the small kids are always on the screen. So they are not letting their brain to work. It is that always watching the screen and blocking their brain, no damaging their brain. So we should let our brain to work. We should do our karma, then our brain will become our friend and it will guide us. But when we start thinking, we are not letting our mind to think. Now we are not letting our mind to work, and we are thinking unnecessary things, and we are making our mind to be our worst enemy. So basically, Sri Krishna ji creating the awareness again in a different way, that your mind is very powerful, use it in a wise way. Rather than thinking and taking it into the wrong way, better to use it in a right way by not thinking anything, doing the karma, and making your mind as your best friend. So that's the reason we should not think. When we start thinking, we should meditate upon Sri Krishna ji. We should chant the shlokas. Then we can control our mind. That is the best way. If you try this, you will see that immediately your thinking process is stopped. You can try. Like no, when we feel the conscious, ki, okay, I'm thinking something. Immediately bring the focus. Either you can do meditation on the spot or you chant the shlokas. In 1 or 2 minutes, your negative thinking process will be stopped. We can try this. So come on, Rupashri ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. In this sloka, Lord Shri Krishna is trying to say to us, we shouldn't let our own mind degrade ourselves, like we lose our confidence. So if we degrade ourselves, then everything it will in turn lead to our mind getting bogged down, and then in turn we may not perform well or perform our
कैसे
actions
चेंज
correctly.
करेंगे रूम में करने
So Lord Krishna is telling that we are ourselves responsible for the success or failure. So we need to concentrate on doing or performing the actions, and through our mind we can achieve things.
Thank you ma'am. Ritu Bhavi.
Yes, dear. So in Sloka, Krishnaji explains about the importance of our mind and how powerful it is. So he tries to say that our minds can build ourselves up. So instead of using our minds by imagining things, we should use it in a constructive way and make it as a powerful tool for our upliftment.
Thank you. Siddhant Sri Krishna.
Sri Krishna, ma'am. I'll try to explain what I've heard. So that we're responsible for our actions, and then we have to befriend our mind. We should not think negatively, and that we should always think positively. And then once you think positively, positive actions will also come out.
Yeah, thank you, Siddhant. So I'll just tell Sri Krishna ji has said that mind can be our best friend and it can be our worst enemy as well. So it is us who know how we handle our mind. So, how it becomes our worst enemy when we are thinking, when we are overthinking, when we are no imagining everything, we are in a fiction world or fiction time, then our mind is the worst enemy. But when we are not thinking and just doing the karma, then our mind start working and it help us to elevate our own self. So Shri Krishna ji is saying that use your mind wisely. So if we remember in the previous shlokas also he has said that mind is your best friend. So we need to have control on our mind, but in a proper way. So main thing is thinking. When we think too much, then the mind goes in the wrong way. So now, and Sloka 5 and 6 are the important shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. It can be chanted to control the uncontrolled mind. So now Shloka 6, meaning Bandhu, friend, Atma, the person, Atmana, by the person, Tasya, of him, Yena, by whom, Atma, the person, Eva, certainly, Atmana, by the person, Jita, conquered, Atmana, of those with unconquered mind, Tu, but, Shatrutve, for an enemy, Vartate, remains, Atma, the mind, Eva, as, Shatruvat, like an enemy. Now Sri Krishna ji is saying the mind is the best friend for the person who has completely conquered his mind, whereas the mind is the worst enemy whose mind is unconquered. So conquered means to win. So Sri Krishna ji therefore tells here that the mind is the best friend for the person who has complete control over his mind and senses, whereas the mind is the worst enemy for the person who has no control over his mind and senses. So the Vedic philosophy lays great importance on the complex results that we get out of our thoughts. Illness is not caused by virus or and bacteria, but also by the negativities we have in the mind. So it is very true. It is not that you are always ill because of any virus or bacteria. It is also ill because some people think that I am sick, and they fall sick. But if you think that no, I am fit, nothing has happened, then you will see that you are fit, nothing has happened. Actually, nothing has happened. So even that is called the willpower. It is the willpower that a person possesses. Even if someone is sick and the person has the willpower that no, I am fit, I am fine, I can do my daily routine, then that person will recover very fast. And if the same thing, if another person always keep on thinking no, I am sick, I have this, I have that, then that person is never normal and always sick. So here also it has been said that the mind also plays a major role in falling sick or recovering. The way we think, the body reacts in that way. So basically, we are training, and mind is sending the signal to the body parts. No, you are sick, you are not good, no, be in the bed. And if you are training, no, I am fit and fine, so mind will send the signal to the other body parts. No, you are all are fit and fine, nothing happened to you, come on, get up and go to your routine work. So it totally depends on that. So that is why Sri Krishna ji is giving different examples that your mind is very powerful. Use it in a wise way. Use it in a proper way rather than using it in a wrong way. So basically, we should not think. Thinking is the key factor. If we don't think, then everything is fine. We are doing our karma. What is happening if we are not thinking? If we don't think, we will do our karma. But if we are thinking, we will be in the thinking process and we are not doing our daily routine as well. And we are making the mind also be in the wrong path. Okay, so and one more thing, if you notice that if you suppose you're walking and you think that okay, over that point I might fall down, and you are thinking that continuously and you're walking, you will see that at that point you will fall down. Why it happens? Because you are already training your mind that that point you have to go and fall down. So we should not think all these things. We should just be, chill, relax, thinking of Sri Krishna ji, being in divine consciousness, and doing our karma. This is what is the key point of complete Bhagavad Gita. This is what Sri Krishna ji is trying to convince humans in a different way, that you just have to do your karma, remember Sri Krishna ji always, and don't think anything. So, this is the immense power of thoughts. On the other hand, the same positive thoughts will do extraordinary results for the one's own good. That's why we should always think and do good things and ignore bad things in our mind and our karmas. So if someone tells us bad, we should just ignore it and move on. We should not just take the revenge or no give it back. No, nothing. Even if somebody tells bad, just give a smile and walk away. Yes, Ritu Bhavi.
So in this shloka, Krishnaji talks about the immense power of the mind, and he says that a person whose mind is controlled or whose mind is free of all devices, that will help him to achieve extraordinary things. And the same way, a person whose mind is not in his control and thinks only of wise things, his life will be a hell because of his mind. So basically, whatever becomes a reality. So we should train our mind to think proper, to think in the right direction, to always be in God's consciousness so that we are on the right path. Because mind is like the seed of everything, the beginning point of everything. Once it comes to your mind, then only it materializes. So Bhagwanji is trying to say that put the thoughts right so that everything will flow in the right way.
Correct. Thank you. Siddhant.
Yes, ma'am. So here Lord Shri Krishna is saying that. Uh, so here Lord Shri Krishna is saying that someone who doesn't have like control over their mind, it their mind can be their greatest enemy, and someone who has control over their mind, it will be their greatest friend or ally. So here he's saying that we should learn to control our minds, and that with this control also comes willpower. So, for example, you say you'll get sick or you might fall down uh, in the path ahead of you. Well, we're already training our mind to stop ourselves from like falling down, and then we'll fall down. So Lord Shri Krishna says to not overthink everything and just focus on Lord Shri Krishna, and we'll be fine. We'll have a longer, more will, and we'll be able to get past any obstacles quickly. And yeah, so he's saying that we should have control of our mind, and that with that control also comes will and all the benefits of like Lord Shri Krishna's power.
Thank you. Rupashri ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. In the shloka, Lord Shri Krishna is trying to say the willpower which we can have, the power of the mind. The mind can be our best friend or it can be the worst enemy. It all depends on how we take care of it. So, like the example which you gave, it's like we can train our mind to make big good things happen for us. Or like if we keep thinking like, okay, I'm not feeling well, I might fall sick or something negative, then there's always a chance that we might encounter something negative in our life. So likewise, we need to we can use the same energy of the mind to give a positive direction towards our life, and positive things can happen in the same way and in big manner. So we need to understand that how we can control our mind. Lord Shri Krishna is telling that the mind is such a powerful tool, and we need to always have control over it, and it will help us achieve bigger things, and we can concentrate on Lord Shri Krishna, and it will be like we need to keep it free of thoughts, and it should not be engaged in too many thoughts and keep overthinking, so that we can control our mind and have the willpower, and it's like under our control always.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.